Jazz Combo. On behalf of the high school, the NDI High School Music Department, and the Music Boosters, I'd like to welcome you to the 2016 District 6 High School Instrumental Jazz Festival. Out of respect for our performers, we ask that there will be no entrance or exit during the performance, and also if parents would assist young children in staying seated and quiet. Please make sure your cell phones and pagers are in the off position, and all food must be consumed in the cafeteria. This year, following the performances, our adjudicators will come to the stage and provide a public clinic for the group. Doors will remain closed during this time, so please remain seated and listen. Thank you so much. Our judges today are Mike Bennett and Ryan Blotnick, and a brief bio for each of them can be found in the program on page 3 and in the insert. Sound is provided by Carl Firm. I would like to present to you the Shead Jazz Combo, and today they'll be playing for us All That Jazz, Fine and Mellow, and DeKylo, written by freshman John Henry Mills. The soloists today, go ahead, you deserve that. On All That Jazz, our soloists today will be Scott Young on guitar, John Henry Mills on guitar, Elijah Bryce on trumpet and keyboard, and Donnie LaViolet on drums, Audrey Bradbury on vocals. With Fine and Mellow, our soloists will be Scott Young on guitar, John Henry Mills on guitar, Elijah Bryce, trumpet and keyboard, Laura Lane on bass, Donnie LaViolet on drums, and Audrey Bradbury on vocals. And finally on DeKylo, our soloists are Scott Young on guitar, John Henry Mills on guitar, Elijah Bryce on trumpet and keyboard, Laura Lane on bass, Donnie LaViolet on drums, and now we are ready to listen to Shead Jazz Combo under the direction of Robert Sanchez. Enjoy.
One, two, three, four.
This next song is an original piece by Henry Mills here, freshman guitar player, and it's pretty ironic that I didn't think I was going to like this song when we first started, but now it's my favorite one, so let's play it.
Nice job. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I absolutely love your voice. So, in case you're wondering, if you have any question, you have a great voice. Okay, so don't question it, and go with it, okay? Because you've got a really special thing going on there, okay? So, yeah, believe in it, and show us all when you sing, because that was really, really nice to hear. Groovy, good time, good balance, hearing some really nice solos from both guitarists, and from everybody, actually. And once again, I'll say this, I've said this several times, but you guys haven't heard of it. I love it when I see the multi-instrumentalists, because you're the guys that are going to get all the work, you know, when it's all said and done. You know, the trumpet, the keyboard, you know, that's just awesome to be doing both. So, yeah. And the last one was an original composition.
That's right.
Written by, wow. Wow. Just, that's great. I love to see that. So, what can we do to make it better? And, okay, so I'm a drummer. Don't hold that against me. First tune, I would have liked to heard some 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, like with the left foot, maybe. I was kind of wondering why you weren't using your left foot, you were using your the blast stick or whatever. I was kind of wondering why that was going on. If you use that left foot on that, it's going to free you up a little bit. Not that you necessarily want to do a lot more, but that's kind of just the way we do it. I use, well, there's lots of names for these, blast sticks, hot rods. They're basically in between a brush and a stick. I actually use them a lot in certain situations because of for dynamics. I think you could have used sticks on a couple tunes, really, and just keep your dynamic level down. I think it would have given maybe a little bit more energy, especially like on the last tune. You know, where that's real. You guys are rocking, you know, and you're grooving. You could you know, switch over to sticks, maybe on that. Have a few little hi-hat openings, you know, to kind of get the funk thing going, get the James Brown thing going a little bit more with that. So I think that's something that you could possibly do. But once again, and depending on the setting, sometimes this is just exactly the right thing to do. The blast sticks, they're sort of in between. And your level was good. Your level was real good. You didn't play too loud or anything like that. But I think you could play not too loud with the sticks too. So you might want to consider it on some of those. There was a tune there that I think you could have even used brushes on the snare and get the brush thing going on. That would give maybe a little bit more variation to the 3 songs. Instead of all 3 songs with blast sticks, could do that one with brushes. Get that nice swish thing going on the snare. Yeah.
Yes, great group. I really liked, yeah, the vocals were like, to me, there's something that's just so essentially jazz about the way you sung, like fine and mellow. That's just, you know, it is that mellow thing. It's kind of, you're just floating in the breeze, or I don't know. That was really nice to hear. Rather than sometimes a lot of vocalists, they kind of get up and it's like, oh, well, I'm in the center of the stage and this is my show and it's about me, and you know, instead, like, it felt like we were really part of the group, just another camper, and that was really nice to hear. Wow, the guitar players are great. Both of you are playing some really awesome stuff, and I was really impressed by the last tune, how, you know, you had the 2 different guitar parts playing, you know, it was like James Brown with the rhythm part and the kind of tenor guitar part, we call it. That was really great. One thought I had for, what was your name?
My name's Scotty.
Scotty? awesome guitar solos on every song. Tell you listen to a lot of like really good rock and metal and that kind of
Oh,
thing.
I like a lot of different stuff, man.
Yeah.
Challenge myself.
Right.
Metronome's God, right?
I was thinking like to bring out, if you want to bring out like a little bit more jazzy phrasing, you might want to experiment with, there's something that guitar players that listen to a lot of rock and roll, a lot of times the phrasing is kind of like, and in jazz, which is it's great, but in jazz phrasing, like it can be like a lot more. I guess it doesn't have to be quite as organized in that sense. So you know.
Give it maybe
Da-ba-da-ba.
some space or something.
Yeah, like a little more room in between phrases. You know. Da-ba-da-da. Da-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba. You know, there's like long things and short things, and it all kind of ties in with like the comping and everything. But I love what you're doing. And Mike?
Yeah, so it's obvious you guys have given some pretty good instruction from your band director, and, you know, taking you to doing some good stuff here. And, but yeah, once again, I you know I said it, but the quality of your voice is special. It really is, you know? And just when I first heard you say the first words that came out of your mouth on all that jazz, I was like, whoa. There's a special voice right there, so don't stop singing, okay? Just keep at it. But yeah, I think like Ryan said, I think sometimes it can get a little bluesy, rocky, you know, on the guitar end, and I think like Ryan said, I think how can we make those maybe not quite. I mean, I like the blues aspect of it, but how can we make it a little more jazz, you know, and like, and not quite as rock or blues, okay, which there's nothing wrong with that. But so I think, yeah, phrasing, you know, I think, you know, you start listening. You've obviously been listening to both of you have been listening to some real good guitarists and catching some real good stuff. You know, you're learning it and you're playing it. And so now all you got to do is go to some of these great jazz guitarists and say, ooh, what's that all about? And so dip into that a little bit more, maybe. And you guys have this at your fingertips, okay? You guys have this at your fingertips to investigate all this stuff with technology. When I was your age, a computer was a big thing that was like took up the side of that wall. I mean, seriously. And we had to go hunt up records, and you know, you guys don't know how easy you have it to investigate, to study the great jazz musicians. So do it. Get on there on YouTube. Check out Joe Pass. Check out Larry Coryell. Check out all these great guitarists, and that's going to give you that influence. It's, oh wow, I love what they're doing. I'm going to try a little bit of that. So I think something that could help the group improve a little bit is just getting a little bit more of that jazzy edge going on. And but really overall, really solid group. Fundamentals, time. No issue of time. Never had any issue with the time, really, to time. Good, solid time. Without that, you'd have nothing. If you guys can come in here and play the wildest guitar solos, the wildest drum solos, or whatever, but if you haven't got time, you got nothing. Absolutely nothing. So just remember that all those fundamentals in music, you're always going to have to come back to that. If you ever have trouble with anything, it's always going to be right in there somewhere. So, and yeah, like Brian said, don't be afraid to go over the bar line and do something like that's maybe atypical, Okay, maybe not ending in that particular spot, but go over there and just stretch out with it a little bit more.
I think it's hard to describe what playing over the bar line is. I think I remember being a kid and not having any idea what that meant, and being like, oh yeah. But you'll really discover it if you do some transcription. So if you find like just one solo that you really love, and then you start by kind of learning how to sing everything by heart, and it's until you know the whole solo, and then you try to put it on your instrument, and then you try to write it out in notes. That's going to show you like how complicated even the simplest solo is in terms of where the phrases stop and start. I remember getting the Omni book. It's a book of all the Charlie Parker solos written out. And I was like, holy cow, he's playing the same exact lines over and over again, but every time he puts it in a different place. So this one starts on the and of 3, this one starts on the and of 4, and you know, it's just, there's a whole world in there of possibilities once you start just changing things up.
Yeah, great job, guys.